95% of people that are gonna buy BC Racing coilovers are not gonna buy this series, but I want to explain to you why you might want to. Welcome to Martini Works Unbox. I'm Alex Martini, and we sell aftermarket car parts like wheels, tires, wheel and tire packages that we can ship to your door, and of course suspension, which is why we're talking about BC Racing and their DS series coilovers. What exactly do you get? That's what we're gonna cover in today's video. But with that being said, let's get them out of the box so I can show you exactly what they look like. So outside of the fact that you're just gonna get a stamp on that outside box that says DS series, when you open it up, the very first thing that you're gonna get is one of these. You're essentially taking a look at everything you need to know about what you just bought, including the type of coilover. Now, this one is gonna be going on Lars's M3. He's got an E46, he's building a track build, and if you wanna see that build go into progress, you wanna see all the parts that we're doing, and you wanna see it hit its dream, which is going onto the track of Road America, head over to our main channel over at Martini Works, where we're actually building the car. What is a digressive piston? That is a great question that nobody asked, but let me tell you anyway. Digressive pistons are the bee's knees. They are the salt that you add to your dinner food. They are the spice that you wish you had in life. Digressive pistons, in my opinion, are the best. They're the best thing you can put in your coilovers. What does that mean? Essentially, inside your coilover, there is a piston, and there's a digressive valve and shim system that goes in there. And as the coilover compresses and as it rebounds, the fluid has to go through those shims and it has to go through that piston. And that's how you get something that feels a little bit stiffer or softer, depending on how hard it is for that fluid to pass through. Now, with digressive pistons, you essentially turn like a 2D experience into a 3D experience because the digressive piston has a much wider range of being awesome and kick-ass, whether you're going slow on the street or whether you're going fast on the track. If you want to know why certain coilovers feel way better than other ones, number one, usually build quality, but number two, it's that digressive piston. So this is what you get out of the box. Depending on the car that you get, sometimes you'll see these come along with it because it comes with the kit. Obviously with the E36 and E46 and things like that, this sort of stuff is gonna be pretty standard, but not all coilover companies are gonna offer this. BC Racing does, which I think is awesome. So this bad boy out. What you are looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is a DS series coilover with a Swift Spring upgrade because we like to party. Now, with the Swift Spring upgrade, a lot of times we've gotten asked too when we're selling, the coilovers, people will be like, are Swift Springs worth it? That is a great question. Swift Springs, in my opinion, are worth it if you want to invest in your coilovers. If you're buying this for a functional purpose and not just to slam your car, I would say, yes, go with Swift Springs. If you're just slamming something and you just want it to look cool, don't really care how it feels or rides, usually I'd say go with the BR series. You don't have to go with the Swift Springs. It's gonna give you everything that you need. Life's gonna be fine. But the Swift Spring upgrade, there's a few key things that I love the most about Swift Springs. Number one is they're actually lighter than your conventional spring. They're a couple extra $100 if you want to get the Swift Spring upgrade, which we do offer as well. But the lightness is actually very helpful if you're trying to shave a couple pounds on your car. Number two, one of the things that I find really interesting is that the Swift company actually has proprietary technology on how they make these springs, which means nobody else can copy how they do it. Now, one of the cool things about this is that they achieve the same amount of spring rate that you would need with less metal and less coils. A lot of times you'll see that Swift Springs are generally smaller than the factory or OEM springs that would come on an aftermarket coilover, which I think is really neat. Plus the finish is awesome. They have a tendency to last a little bit longer. And overall, I don't think I've ever heard somebody say when they went with the Swift Spring upgrade that they had a bad time. You're still looking at something that's one-way dampening availability. It's got linear valving. You can do the Swift Spring upgrade. It comes with a 1-year warranty. Individual components are available. And if you want to custom build it, that's available as well. But the big thing here that I'll say, coilovers start to get really confusing when you start doing more than just the base model. And when you're chasing around if an extra $200 are worth it, a lot of times people are just asking, is it worth it? I will say, again, if you're looking for something that's gonna feel very smooth on the street and on the track, DS series is a really awesome shot. And I think they're really underrepresented because a lot of times BC Racing doesn't talk about it a whole lot, but they have a lot of really sick stuff out there. And the DS series coilovers, I think, is a really great place to start. And then finally, here is what the rears are gonna look like. And then you obviously have your Swift Springs that are gonna come along with it. Now remember, this is for the E36. We are putting a set of DS's in the E46, but they may look a little bit different. Just so you guys know, Don't get mad, don't worry, everything is fine. Now, outside of this, the only other thing most people are gonna wanna know is how does it feel, how does it handle? Remember, DS series, digressive piston, it's gonna give you that level of comfort at low speeds because it's gonna let that fluid pass through on those slow bumps and the pitching of the car and the normal braking conditions that you would have on the street. Remember, it's all those feelings that move a car forward or bring a car back or turn a car in, or when you hit a speed bump or when you hit things like that, how the fluid actually passes through. So it handles that super well. And then when you're on a track, right, usually when you're hitting bumps super quick, super hard, and a lot of times you're feeling it, right? When you hit a rumble strip too, especially on Road America, those are really heavy, quick, hard hits. And so that fluid needs to pass through without giving you too much trouble, because you don't want it to essentially absolve everything, but you don't want it to feel like you're just loosey-goosey. Digressive piston is the #1 reason you'd pick up a DS series coilover. You do also have applicable camber adjustment on some of these kits, which I think is really awesome. It comes standard on the fronts. It's an optional upgrade on the rears for you, but that's essentially what you're getting when you buy a set of DS series coilovers. So with that being said, you can check these out over on martiniworks.com. Let us know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Of course, I'm Alex Martini. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one.